Hi guys, Ronald Pratap here from RP Wealth Management, and I'm joined today by Daniel from Simone Homes. How are you today, Daniel?
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm very excited for today.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for coming in. Now, like I said, Daniel's from Simone Homes, who is part of a locally owned and operated operation situated in the Macarthur area. So I'll let Daniel talk about what he does and talk about Simone Homes a little bit more.
Awesome. Thanks, Ron. Well, yeah, as Ron was saying, we are a local residential home building company, and we do all things right down to granny flats up to all the way to multi-dwelling homes, so covering your duplexes and custom homes. So we cover a big range of things.
No, definitely. So thanks for that. Now, why I did want to talk to you today was you mentioned a few things there, and I've got some clients, and there's some prospective clients out there that might want to get into the property market, but are finding it a little bit difficult. Yep. You know, you've probably seen in the media a little bit at the moment. Property prices are going up and down, and you know, clients are trying to save for a deposit, but might not be quite there. Yes. What might be a couple of options that they might be able to look into in order?
What I always try to recommend, guys, is to look at your place of residency first. So if you have been in your property for a long time, then you may have a large block. Now, if you purchased your block 4 or 5 years ago plus, then generally the block sizes were quite a lot larger. Obviously, in more recent time, block sizes have decreased. But if you are lucky enough to have a large size block, and when I mean large, granny flats can only go on a 450 square metre block. So you have to be bigger than 450 square metres. So that's going to be your first sort of requirement for a granny flat. So what I always do is say, look at your block first. So if your block's bigger than 450, then we can definitely on the right track to finding out whether or not we can fit a granny flat on there. Then it just comes down to setback and sizes and how much room do you actually have.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
And I guess that's great to know in terms of the size of things, but what is a client looking at in terms of cost? So like I said, cost is a big factor in getting into the investment market. Yes. So for someone that's looking to potentially build a granny flat, what are they looking at? Okay.
So, I mean, it depends on sort of the finishes, sort of the size, and how much actually work you want to actually get done. But generally speaking, you'd be starting in the low 100 range, and they can go up to the 140s, 145 range, depending on materials, areas, and access to the site. So that sort of range there, and what we do find with the people that are doing it have found that their equity in their home's gone up. So they're able to source that actually through the equity in their home, which I'm sure Ron and we have other people that can definitely help them out with that stuff.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
And for someone that's looking to potentially see if a granny flat is suited for them, how can they get started in this, or what can they do?
So definitely first things first is starting off with your size of your block.
Okay.
So you need to make sure that you have a 450 square metre block, and that's your first protocol. Now obviously every block is individual, so these are some general sort of basic rules just so you get a bit of a basic idea on. And then you want to start from there, and then your basic size of a granny flat is going to be 60 square metres.
Okay.
So just to keep it simple, 6 metres by 10 metres, okay? And then you want to make sure that you're 3 metres off your back boundary.
Yep.
Roughly about a metre off either side, and then you want to be about 1.8 metres off your house. So they're just some general guidelines. Obviously we can design the home 7x3 with different sort of sizes, but at least that way you get a bit of a good idea into can it work.
Okay.
Ultimately, guys, you're going to have to get an expert to come out there and have a look to do a granny flat assessment, which that is something we can help you with. So there you get some general guidelines to go with.
Okay, perfect. So if someone is looking to go down that path, it's probably best to call a professional like yourself.
Correct.
And then go down that path.
Yeah, you've got those few little things to help you out just to get a bit of an idea, but ultimately get someone in to have a look to see if you're viable to do a granny flat on your lot.
Okay, perfect. Now you did also mention previously, I guess, the duplex side of things.
Yes. Yep.
So some people are looking for that dual income, or looking at potentially seeing what they can do with their existing property. So what can you tell us about that, including some tips for investors?
Cool. So duplexes, once again, it comes down to your block size. So duplexes are quite a unique thing. So there's no sort of minimum lot size when it comes to duplexes, because you can do them down a little as 450, 400 size blocks, but it does come down to your council regulations on your block. Now, depends on the council, it all comes down to your council, but I'd say you want to be starting, guys, with around about the 500 range sort of block size, 15 metre frontage, and then obviously up from there. But you can go smaller than that, but it does come down to the individual lot. So where I would start, definitely obtaining your 149 certificate from council.
Okay.
So the documentation, depending on the council, it can cost anywhere from $30 to $90. And that's going to help the builder, or help whoever you get in contact with, understand a bit of the development that can take place on your block. And that's going to come down to size, like I was saying before, guys, the frontage and the size of the house. So start with your 149 certificate,
Yep.
get a bit of an understanding, and you can always just ring up council yourself, give them your address, and they'll be very able to quickly tell you in about 5 minutes what sort of guideline requirements you are looking for on your block. So that's always a good place to start. 149 certificate, quick phone call to council, and you should be able to get a lot of answers straight away before you even start, trying to discuss things with builders.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So thanks for that information, and thanks for coming in today.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's been great to have you on. I know you're very active on social media, so we'll put your details down there. But for anyone that's looking to, I guess, follow what you're doing, to see your videos, I know you're very active in that space, mate.
Yeah.
Tell people where they can find you.
So where most of the videos are stored is not really a big secret, but the biggest video platform in the world, which is obviously YouTube. So if you just search Simone Media on YouTube, you'll find our YouTube channel there. And then obviously Simone Homes on Facebook and Instagram, but the links will be in the bottom. And feel free to reach out to me or Ron, and we can definitely shoot you in the right direction if you have any questions.
Thanks for that, mate. Now, I hope that gives you a little bit of insight into what other options that you do have with investing. I guess it's not always that you have to look in the Sydney market. You can look at other options like granny flats, like duplexes. Look at interstate for investment properties that might be more in your price range. Now, if you do want to speak about that, feel free to let me know. Private message me, send me an email. RP Wealth Management. Invest, protect, enjoy. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you.